So last time we went from standard form to slope-intercept. You know we're going to have to go the other direction. We need to be able to go both directions because they're both being used. So slope-intercept form again, hopefully you have this memorized. Y equals mx plus b. And standard form, capital AX plus BY is equal to C. Now we're going to talk a little bit about standard form, and I've alluded to this before as far as what proper standard form is. To be proper standard form, there are two special rules. One of them is that everything, A has to be a whole number, okay? And actually, all of them have to be whole numbers. I misspoke, okay? Can't have any decimals or fractions as coefficients. Can't have any decimals or fractions as coefficients. And the leading coefficient, A, must be positive. Now, you will sometimes see what looks like standard form, and A will be negative. It's not true standard form, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to take all the variables and move them to one side. Take all the variables and move to the one side, and keeping the constant on the other side to get the standard form. So see how we have x and y on this side, and then we have the constant. So that's going to be a number. Actually, a, b, and c are all going to be numbers. Okay, so here we go. We're going to convert. So all we have to do is get x and y on one side, and x has to be the first term, and it has to be positive. So if I want to get all my x's and y's over here, I'm going to move the 4x. I have a negative 4x, so I'm going to add 4x to both sides. And when I do that, I add 4x to nothing plus 2y. This, of course, drops out, and I get 16. Always check. Is A positive? Yes. Are they all whole numbers? Yes. So a more positive way to say this is that you must have whole numbers. All are whole numbers. All the coefficients. All coefficients. I should have said it that way. All coefficients are whole numbers. Okay, so my standard form answer, 4x plus 2y is equal to 16. Okay, here we have another one. That wasn't even in slope-intercept form. Oh well. Here we have another one in slope-intercept form. We have to get it in standard form. In order to get 3x on the side by itself, we must subtract. We've just got to move it. Okay, so we're going to move it. Technically, yes, you subtract or add the opposite. Okay, so we're going to move it to the other side. Move that 3x. To move it, I have to subtract it. And we're going to always put it in alphabetical order, x then y. So I have negative 3x plus y is equal to 9. Oh, but hold on. Let's double check. We have all whole numbers, but look at this. A is negative. Since A is negative, we have to change the signs all the way through. Mathematically, what we're doing is we're multiplying everything through by a negative 1. Because if I take this equation and I multiply everything by a negative 1, multiplying the whole equation by a negative 1, look what happens. All your signs go to their opposite. Now it is in true standard form. That's all you have to do. And you're basically just changing the signs all the way across. Okay, good. Ooh, yay, we have fractions because we know we want to deal with these. And they're not bad, guys. We've got this. Okay, since we have a fraction, we must multiply the entire equation by the denominator. This is clearing the fractions. Think back to when we used to clear the fraction. Okay, we cleared fractions, so we didn't have to deal with fractions. Well, now we're clearing fractions so we can have everything be whole numbers so we can have it in standard form. So we're going to begin by multiplying both sides by what's the denominator? We only have 1, 2. So we're going to multiply both sides. Well, when we multiply both sides, look at this. If I multiply this side by 2 and this side by 2, see, I'd have to distribute it. So the way I like to think of it is we're just going to multiply every single term by 2. So if I have my equation, y equals negative 3/2 x plus 15, I'm going to multiply every single term by that common denominator. Why are we doing it? Because it will get rid of our fraction here. So here, nothing cancels. I get 2y. Here, notice my 2's will cancel. I can cross cancel. Now, I could have also multiplied across and gotten -6/2, which is, of course, -3. I'm going to get that now. So -3x plus 15 times 2. There's nothing to cancel, so you just multiply. Now we're going to get this 3x. We're going to move it over to the other side because we have to have x and y on this side. I have a -3x, so I'm going to add a positive 3x. And I get 3x plus 2y is equal to 30. Now always double check, is that true standard form? Do I have everything as a whole number? Yes. Is a positive? Yes. Okay, good. So now we're going to try these. I'm going to have you pause. You're going to try this one. I'll then show an answer. Then you're going to try. Okay, so you're going to try all of these. Go. So on number 1, I just have to move that 4x over. I have a positive 4x, so I'm going to add a -4x to both sides. I get -4x plus y is equal to -8. Is that my answer? Do I have all whole numbers? Yes, I do. Is a positive? Nope. So I'm going to multiply the entire thing by a -1. When I do that, all I'm doing is switching my sign. So I get 4x minus y is equal to 8. Ta-da! Standard form. Okay, do number 2 if you haven't already. Number 2, we have a fraction, so we want to clear the fractions. We're going to multiply everything by that denominator, every single term by 3. So we get 3y is equal to, here's where my 3's cancel and get -2x. 6 times 3 is 18. Now I have to get x and y on the same side, so I need to move that. I have a -2x, so I'm going to add a 2x to both sides. And the reason I do it this way is I like to line up my like terms. Well, there's no like terms. So I get 2x plus 3y is equal to 18. Are they all whole numbers? Yes. Is a positive? Yes. I'm done. Okay. Try number 3 if you haven't already. Okay. So number 3, again, we have a fraction. So I'm going to multiply every single term by that denominator by 5. So I get 5y. Here again, you have the option of taking -2/5 times 5 and getting -10/5. I just multiply the numerators. Denominator just comes over because there's nothing to multiply it by, and I get -2. Or, of course, I can cancel out the 5's, and I get a -2x minus 10. To be in standard form, x and y have to be on the same side, so I need to move that 2x. I have a -2x, so I'm going to add 2x. I line up my like terms. I don't have any on that left side. So I have 2x plus 5y is equal to -10. Double check, is it in standard form? They're all whole numbers. Yay, we got that one. And then, is a positive? Yes. Now c is negative, but we don't care. A is the only one that has to be positive. Good. So let's look at your homework, converting slope-intercept form to standard form. Okay? So if I were you, I would, at the top of my page, write ax plus by is equal to c, because I know that's standard form. And if you want to, make a note to yourself about that, but that's standard form. And so you're just going to go through and do the exact same things we've been doing. Yep, that's it. Great. Okay, if you have questions, you know where to find us.